We're in the western Brycheiniog Brecon Beacons today on the Black Mountain Range. I'm going to leave my car parked there on the side of the road for the night. We've got a beautiful walk to get to the location where I'm planning to camp. So running down here alongside this road is the River Towie. We're going to cross that. We're going to head up there. I've got quite a steep climb walking alongside Llyn. It's a beautiful walk and there's a lot of waterfalls on the way up there. That will eventually take us to Llyn y Fan Fach. From here to Llyn y Fan Fach, it's about 2,000 foot of ascent. From that point then, we're going to climb up to Brycheiniog, which is the highest point in the Black Mountain Range. Then we're going to head over to Picws, which is where I'm thinking of maybe camping. But we're going to get up there first and suss it out. We may have strong winds. If that's the case, I've always got the option of dropping down to Llyn y Fan Fach or Llyn y Fan Fach, where we may be protected from a wind. So we'll head up there and take a look. The Black Mountain is probably the most remote part of the national park, and even though I know this area and these routes quite well, I've still mapped the route out on OS Maps on my phone, and I've also brought a paper map of the area just in case my phone dies. There's a chance we may have fog and rain come in today, and it doesn't matter how well you know this area, if you lose visibility there's a good chance you could get disorientated. Also, this route is very quiet and the chances are I may not see anyone today or maybe even tomorrow. So if I was to fall and maybe have some sort of injury, at least I can get the map out then, call Mountain Rescue and give a 6-figure grid reference of my location. Also, I've left the route and the free spots I'm thinking of maybe camping at. I've left them at home with Marianne, so if something was to happen to me, at least then they'll have a good idea of the area I'll be in. It's just a never-ending trail of waterfalls along this route. That could potentially be one of this summer's camps on a nice sunny day and a nice swim in there to cool off. What a spot. Not far to go now, we'll be at Llyn y Fan Fach. As per usual, the Welsh weather isn't doing what the forecast has predicted. We've got a little bit of rain coming in, and as you can see, we've got some mist descending. I've got 5G in this spot I'm sat at, and I've just checked the forecast, and right now it's meant to be cloudy with a bit of sunshine. So I'm going to sit here for 10-20 minutes, get a feel for it, and I'm going to make a decision what I'm going to do. Just up on top of there, I've got the ascent up to Brycheiniog, and then the walk across to Picws, where I was planning to camp. But I'm going to see how it pans out now, because I had one of the worst nights of my life on top of there just a few years ago when the weather turned to me, and I don't want to repeat performance of that. So I'll sit here for a bit, have a think and make a decision. I've decided I'm going to push on up into the mountains. I've got a few hours left until sunset. So if the weather does turn rough, I can always drop down the other side into Llyn y Fan Fach. Marzipan modules for energy boost. I've had a few hot brews in there, my time to escape the bad weather. Fan Fach, the highest peak in the Black Mountain range. We're going to lose the ascent we've gained now. We're going down and back up. I've made the decision, I'm not going to climb Picws. I can't see this weather improving. If anything, it's going to get worse. I can feel it in the air. So there's a path going in this direction that circumnavigates around the mountain. We'll use that now to take us to Llyn y Fan Fach. As soon as I get around the corner, the wind stops and we've got views. I think this is the right decision, because if I stayed up on top of there tonight, we're not going to be seeing much at all. I love these mountains. I feel very minuscule stood beneath these. This is it. Let's find somewhere to pitch up for the night. I found a nice little spot to set up. First things first, get a tent set up. We'll get out of these damp clothes, get some warm clothes on. Little spot, it's a nice pitch, it's a tad windy, there's just one thing spoiling it. Take a look at this. Some arsehole has left a tent there with all the gear, poles, other equipment and litter. So I've been around, I've cleaned the litter up, I've chucked it all in that tent. I'm not going to be carrying that out here, I got a long walk back tomorrow. So the best thing I can do is take it out of that bovey and I'll leave it in there. If you just happen to be watching this video and that's your tent and litter, you're an absolute disgrace and a scruff bag. I've just dragged that tent down to the bovey and I've left it in there. There's no way I was carrying that back. The weight on it, I don't know what was in there. There's a load of fucking shit in there. But look, there's a big fire pit that's been left there. Scumbags, just trash the place. Let's get unpacked and get some warm gear on. That wind's mad out there. It's just died down a little. But I messed up when I was setting the tent up. I wanted these doors on that side facing the incoming wind when I got the doors open, so the wind's bouncing off the tent. But I've only used this tent a few times and I got it wrong. Never mind, I can always spin it around if need be. I've got my hot water bottle. I think I'm going to be using that tonight. It's quite chilly. And something I always carry with me, especially in the winter months in the mountains, two lightweight bivvy bags, one for Toby, one for me. So I use the OEX Bush Pro bivvy, and this is my old Snug Pack bivvy. It's nice and lightweight. This one's for Toby. I've cut that down to his size, but it's always handy just in case you get some sort of emergency. You can't get a tent up, you lose a tent, you've got to go to ground, and you can take shelter in these sort of nights. I think I better get Toby's warm gear on him first. He decided to go for a swim while my back was turned, so he's out there shivering now. So I'm going to wrap him up warm and get him in his sleeping bag. I was going to show you his new coat today, but it's going to have to wait till next time. On your bed, lie down. Good boy. No more swimming for you. It's nice to get the warm gear on. It's cold out there now. Everything I wore on the way here was slightly damp. I've changed everything. Socks, hat, the lot. All dry, warm gear. Same for Toby as well, and he's warming up on his sleeping bag. I'm keeping my Sawyer squeeze in between these two hand warmers, inside a plastic bag, and inside my spare hat, because it's cold out there, and if that freezes, they stop working. I've got an old pillowcase with me tonight, and I stuff my spare down jacket in there. That's going to be my pillow for tonight. I've always loved these mountains. You won't see it on camera, now it's gone dark, but I'm looking up at those mountain tops and it's shrouded in mist. There's just something magical about this place. I feel like you've gone back in time. Time to get food on the go. I've got a big appetite tonight. I haven't eaten much today and I've walked a few miles to get here. So I've got a homemade Indian curry that I knocked up, bag of rice and a naan bread. I'm looking forward to it. There we go, Indian curry and a naan bread. I'm not sure what style of Indian curry this is, but it tastes good. It must have at least 15 different spices and herbs going on in there. I knew some builders working on my street the other day, and I was chatting to them and they watch a channel. And when I was cooking this, they said they could smell it wafting down the street. There we go, boys. This is our bad boy curry I was cooking. If you watch your channel, you know what time of night it is now, guys. It's time for a cup of hot chocolate. Salted caramel hot chocolate. Cheers. I showed you these not too long ago, didn't I? King Medjool dates, stuffed with a pecan nut and marzipan and desiccated coconut on top. Alright, buddy. Is it warm enough? Good lad. I think I made the right choice not to camp on top of that mountain tonight. I bet it's horrendous up there. It's bad enough down here on low ground. I had a night from hell on top of there on Picws a few years ago. I'd come off a night shift. I woke up, looked at the forecast, and it was showing glorious sunshine. So I packed my backpack, headed straight up here. And it was a beautiful day, nice and still, the sun was out. I made a stupid mistake of not checking the winds. And after I'd watched the sunset, I jumped into bed. And as soon as it went dark, all hell broke loose. The winds picked up to maybe 40, 50 miles per hour. And I was pitched right on the edge. And I was just pinned down. I spent the whole night awake, laying on my back, holding onto the tent for dear life. I think it's calmed down maybe 6, 7 in the morning. I managed to pack up and get out there. I wouldn't fancy another repeat of that. I can't sit in that tent all night. Let's go and have a little walk around. This is a bovie. It's not one I'd want to spend the night in, but if you did have an emergency and you wanted to take shelter, this would do you for the night. This is our tent I dragged down here, wondering what was in there. It's so heavy. Water bottle. That looks like protein powder or something. I think there's 10 pegs in there. And over in this corner, another tent. And I give Toby a go of my hot water bottle. Nice little treat for him, warm him up. As much as I enjoy being out in all weathers, I will be happy to see the summer. Simply for the reason the nights are way too long. It's only just gone 9 o'clock. I feel like I've been in here for hours. It'd be okay if I could sleep for 8 or 10 hours like some people, but I'm a 4 or 5 hour man. If I go to sleep at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I managed to get a bit of 5G earlier, and I checked the forecast. It looks like we're going to have strong winds all night, and it's supposed to be raining in the morning. Heavy rain coming in at 7 o'clock. Looks like we may have a wet one. It's 1 in the morning and I'm having real fun and games out here. So I put my head on a pillow about 11:30, hoping to get some sleep, and as soon as I did, the wind picked up and it turned really bad. Doesn't sound bad there in a minute, trust me, it's going to come back now. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning now. But the tent was coming down, it was smashing me on the head, and I knew something was wrong. So I got out there. I was thinking the guidelines had maybe snapped or ripped out. And I went out there, went on the other side, but like an idiot, I didn't do the door all the way up on this side. And the wind ripped it open, blew it open, and I didn't know. I was around there trying to fix the problem. So my sleeping bag nearly blew away in the chaos. But what had happened round there, the guy lines were fine. There's a little loop on the bottom of the door where you peg the door down. That had completely ripped out, snapped in half, so the door was flapping around. And because this one ripped open, the loop on our side ripped out then while I was fixing our one. So I've been having fun and games. It's all right now. I've managed to fix it, and I've stuck some rocks on there, and I've adjusted the guy lines as well because the wind has changed direction. But right now, the tent, speaking too soon, it smashed me on the head. The tent is okay, but I don't think I'm going to be getting much sleep tonight. Toby doesn't give a shit. I wish I brought some whiskey now, a giant bottle of it. Things have been pretty bad tonight. I've had about 2 hours sleep. It's just been, the tent's fine. The tent has stayed up, it's done a good job. But it's been getting battered and almost impossible to sleep. So I've just been outside with Toby, and it's horrendous out there, and the rain's starting to come in, and it feels like it's starting to get worse. So it's just gone 6:30. So I think it might be wise to pack up and get off this mountain. Let's see how it goes. I'm not even having coffee this morning. That's how bad it is. I just want to get out of here. We're all packed up. We've got a fun part next, taking the tent down. So I'm having a quick bite to eat, get some energy in me, ready for the walk back to the car. I know for the route back to the car, that will keep me out of the mountains. So I really wouldn't want to be up on top of there right now. And around the corner, this wind may hopefully die down a little. Yeah, as soon as I got below Picws, it's calmed down. I don't think it'll be calm all the way. And I'll get back on higher ground up here now. I won't be going in the mountains, and I'll stick to this route that's on low ground. But there's a slight descent in front of me. I'm expecting it to pick back up when I reach there. But it's nice to have a little breather. That was pretty intense. Rather than head back up there on the high ground now, there's a path going this way, and that circumnavigates all the way around the mountains to the Llyn y Fan Fach. There's my car. I knew this was going to be a problem. The river Towie. Looks like I might have to get wet feet. Can't get across the river. Walk back down to the car. Just get in there. Back in the car, and guess who's forgotten his driving trainers? When I was crossing our river, a car stopped on the road with two women. I thought they were going to ask me if I was okay. And when I went to speak to them, they were asking for directions to the Black Mountain. I said, I've just come off a Black Mountain. I said, you really don't want to go up there. And they were like, why? I said, well, look at the state on me. But they were determined. So I did warn them, and I sent them in the direction of Llyn y Fan Fach to the car park there. But it's been a good night. An eventful one. It's good to have Mother Nature kick your ass now and again and show you who's in charge. I really wasn't expecting the weather to turn this bad. I had checked the forecast. I was expecting rain and wind this morning, but nothing as bad as that out there. But we're back safe and sound. We're gonna get home now, chuck our eating on and have a nice chilled out day. So the next camp you'll see me on will probably be a woodland camp next to a cosy fire.